you hear of arthritis, you probably think of knees or hands, but have you heard of gout? Taking a closer look, this is a form of arthritis often called the disease of the kings. Now, symptoms include painful joint swelling, usually in the toe or other part of the foot. And certain fish, meats, and alcohol can cause gout attacks. Interestingly, younger men are at a greater risk. And here to fill us in on the rest is Dr. Chris Parker. He's a rheumatologist with the Austin Diagnostic Clinic. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This trend is interesting because I was just telling you, I had a teacher in high school who had gout, but of course she was a little bit older. And so this trend that we're seeing shows us that it can happen to anyone.
That's right. So we used to call this the disease of kings because the doctors of the day, and we've known about gout for more than 1,000 years, that this seems to occur in kings, monarchs, czars, people that are rich, basically. And we thought, well, it must have something to do with rich food and rich drinks. But over the centuries, we figured out that this can occur in any adult, men or women. And what's happening is a normal waste product called uric acid can build up in the joints and cause intermittent, very painful flare-ups. And so now, instead of calling it the disease of kings, we call it the king of diseases. And the reason is because it's so painful, or it can be. So it reminds me of a soldier that I took care of when I was in the Army. And foot soldiers are tough guys. And he wanted me to make sure I knew he was tough. And so while he was having this gout attack, he said, "Doc, I've been shot before. I've taken shrapnel. I've passed a kidney stone, and that stuff's a Sunday picnic compared to what's going on down here."
Wow. Wow. I'm sure those who have it don't feel like royalty either.
Right.
So first, this buildup, is it caused by your diet or anything that people are doing?
Right. So diet plays a role, but some people, even if they had a very strict diet, they could still flare up. So I tell them, don't stay at home and feel guilty just because you had a nice alcoholic beverage while you're watching a ball game. If you're having gout attacks, you probably should try to get help because medications can be really helpful here.
And talk about the worst place. I mean, I'm sure there are some pretty bad places to have pain, but you don't realize, I mean, you need your feet, you need your toes. I had a toe injury in high school, and it can really set you back. You just can't do a whole lot. So how effective is the medication that's out there?
So we have lots of medications, both those that have been around a long time and newer things that are quite effective. And the key here, if people know they have gout, is to get them started right away so it can quickly just turn a gout attack off.
Get it in the beginning.
Yes,
and
it's very important.
Well, we are already out of time, but very good information. Great story about the soldier. That's going to stick with me.
Oh, good.
I hope you come back, and thank you for joining us, too, on Easter weekend.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, if you missed any of that, we're going to have the information in this interview, plus a lot more about gout on our website a little bit later this morning on KXAN.com.